Hello and welcome to Tyrannus Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about Belly of the Beast, the current event that's going on. For those of you wondering where I got my wings, Shiny. Alright, I'm sorry, what we're talking about again? Right, Belly of the Beast. Alright, so we're going to go over here and click this. If you happen to notice, the Belly of the Beast takes place in Uranus. Anyway, we're going to go over here to Mercury, and we're going to click Larunda Relay. The reason being is because the alerts right here show up and tell you that you can get up to 45 volatile motes in between the cycle of these. Those those motes can be sold, given, and or transferred to Larunda Relay. I can't talk. I've done this recording 8 times and I am on edge currently. I don't know what to do. So you can click the Events tab, click Operation Belly of the Beast, and or click Larunda Relay and use your ability to engage in 69. Alrighty then. Now that we're here at Larunda Relay, we're going to see a guy scream in agony just like us, and we're going to go to the customs official. This particular individual does literally nothing, and we're going to go ahead and escape from her, and we're going to fast travel to Ortis, the far more sane version of what I'm going through currently. In fact, we did, and Ortis seems to be ascending as we speak. Let's go ahead and commit volatile motes.
Karis fellow. Otis feels like he too would have stood up for Jade.
He absolutely would not have. Let's not pretend that Orden Karras was a great guy. He was a monster, a brutal killer, and somebody who probably would have done very violent and horrible things to a Orokin loyalist like Jade. Anyway, moving on, we have the Asperus Ephemera here, for you low-class peasants. Asperus Emergent for you middle-class peasants, and also for Asperus Apex for those of you that want to be ascended gods. But you still don't have my wings, so ha ha ha. We also have the Low Guardian Chestplate, Fluctus Rock Skin, Prominence Wisp Totem, Creo Signa, Belly of the Beast Sigil, a Seti Lacera Blueprint, which is a melee weapon, a Bosmu Blueprint, which has infinite ammo, a Stance Forma Blueprint, and the Ballroom Simulacrum Room that has no balls. You think I made that joke up, but I'm going to point out that that joke was first made by Anna in Frozen. And yes, it in fact was a terrible pun. You can also find such arcanes like Arcane Ice, which gives you a plus 102% chance to resist a heat status effect. When it says heat status effect, this is the one and only time this game will use a proper RPG term. In fact, the status effect here is actually known as a status proc in the gaming community for Warframe. If you go over here, we also have Arcane Momentum, Arcane Consequence, Arcane Tempo, Arcane Nullifier, Arcane Warmth, Arcane Resistance, Arcane Healing, Arcane Awakening, Arcane Strike, Arcane Victory, and Arcane Deflection. In fact, Arcane Deflection is obscenely useful, especially against certain non-spoilerish boss-like creatures from Warframe 1999 that likes to blow up let's not go with that pun. Anyway, we also have Arcane Resistance that has a 102% chance to resist a toxin status effect. This is incredibly useful, and unlike our Arcane Healing here, it actually has a purpose. Arcane Healing is the most useless mod for the most useless status effect in the entire game, unless you use AoE and blast radiation everywhere. There's also Arcane Agility, Arcane Eruption, Arcane Phantasm, Arcane Guardian, which is unironically very useful for Ashe, just like Arcane Trickery is. But we also have Arcane Acceleration, Arcane Velocity, Arcane Precision, Arcane Arachne, Arcane Aegis, Arcane Ultimatum, and Arcane Pulse. Unironically, Pulse is actually pretty awful. Ironically enough, Arcane Ultimatum works for Ashe very well, and can give him basically a permanent 1200 armor boost. Combine that with a few other arcanes and you have yourself a monster. In fact, do not sit on the Arcane Arachne. I would farm for it now for the Spider Warframe that will eventually come in, whose passive will most likely be a permanent wall latch. I would also like to point out that Arcane Velocity here is obscenely useful on Mesa. Pretty certain Mesa, she's dressed like a cowboy. cowgirl, cow person, cow folk, a cow goddess, if you will. Anyway, it says on critical hit, 90% chance for 120% fire rate to pistols for 9 seconds. She will become literally nigh unkillable, which is a joke because she will die instantly, but at least she'll take down everybody with her. And last but not least, we have Arcane Avenger if you want to join the MCU, Arcane Fury, and Arcane Rage, which is what you're probably doing at me, given the fact that I keep rambling. I don't care. I want to see you struggle.
Very well.
We're going to go over here to release vestigial modes.
Unlike her vestigial modes, Jade's volatile modes are finite and irreplaceable.
Jade's volatile modes are not in fact finite, as we can craft Jade and have an infinite amount of them. In theory. Anyway, you can also get Jade Chassis Blueprint, Jade Neuroptics Blueprint, and a Jade Systems Blueprint just by swapping vestigial modes. You will also notice that we have access to Jade's melee weapon known as Harmony. It is a scythe. Jade's Cantare Cantina Blueprint, Evensong Blueprint for the most useless and also non-useless bows in the entire game, depending on how you build it. Give it to Saren, any weapon's useful. Anyway, we're going to go and point out that Secondary Surge is also available. It is incredibly useless, don't bother trying. Arcane Ice Storm here. And I know what you're saying. Don't try to convince me it's useful. Arcane Battery here, which says gain 0.30 maximum energy per armor point up to 1000 energy. This is incredibly useful and can be combined with multiple other things. I won't bother telling you what Warframe it's useful on because I don't care. We're going to go over here to Arcane Ice Storm. It's Protea. On enemy frozen, gain 2% ability strength and 2% ability duration for 15 seconds. It stacks up to 20 times. This may seem incredibly useful for literally every Warframe. I just want to remind you that Frost does exist. Use this fourth, find a special mod, and have fun. Secondary Fortify here may seem incredibly useless, or as a niche use against specific Xmas units. I just want to point out that there are some situations where Xmas units are the only things that spawn for hours on end. And, not to mention, Belly of the Beast, Xmas units spawn like crazy, and during the Duviri arena? The Duviri Hell. In fact, Overguard is so prominent on those guys it makes you wonder what PE was smoking when they decided to integrate it. In fact, the enemies like to spawn behind you too, so have fun with that horrible image. And then we also have Melee Afflictions. This is incredibly useful on Harmony, and in fact is tailor-made for it. Have fun doing literally infinite damage. Just make sure you put one of the basic damage procs on your weapon. And by basic damage procs, I mean Toxin, Heat, or Electric. Anyway.
Tough choices. Ordis does not envy the operator.
You literally can't. You're not programmed to. And in fact, the whole point of this thing is to showcase a shared purpose.
Operator?
You can also play as Stalker. And fun fact, if you're wondering why Stalker's difficulty spikes very randomly throughout the game, it is not in fact a bug in the AI. If anything, it's a feature. Every time you think Stalker suddenly randomly gets good and is super strong, it is in fact because of Rebecca hijacking the AI and killing the fans that suggested that there should be a pregnant Warframe.
Mistaken, you may need declarative. I think that was driven. I think that blacklisted and practicing. The cheaters got me twisted, blacklisted and practicing. Those who are equipped with blessings and clean hands, forget they have yet